All right. Well, yeah. All right. So if you're a single father and you're going to court, there are a few things that I would just kind of recommend in order to make sure that your time there is as effective for you as possible. Right. So the first thing I would say is to just make sure that you are really prepared in terms of the documents and any exhibits or evidence that you might need in order to provide the judges or the magistrates with proof that you are an active, present and good father. This is really, really important. The more evidence you can supply, the better. They really take their time to look into these matters properly. And so what will happen is anything that you supply will be read prior to you getting to the court. And then they will kind of sit with you, having assessed that information, and then go through that with you on the day with your ex-partner, their information, their evidence, their exhibits, and then they will kind of conclude, you know, what will happen from there onwards. Now, what I will say is not every hearing is final. So you can get to a hearing and they can set something in motion for a number of months and then have another hearing at a later date. So just keep that in mind. Number two is if you are going to go unrepresented, first of all, make sure that you've had some legal assistance. Yeah, just go and ask somebody for some help with something in terms of preparing your case, understanding your case, the specifics of your case, and just kind of get yourself, you know, kind of together with the program in terms of what's going to happen in that hearing. And so just again, you can find online, you know, like 30-minute consultations in terms of speaking to a solicitor about these hearings. And so take your case, give them what you have, ask for an explanation of what you can expect, and that will be really helpful. But the second thing mainly is to, if you are going unrepresented, is just to take like written prompts of the things that you want to say. Now, what I will say is that if you've got absolutely no sense of legal proceedings and what actually happens in a court, then side note, use ChatGTP or an AI platform of some description just to help you. Don't rely upon it because these sources can be unreliable, and you don't want to, you know, present something to a court that they just say, hey, this is absolute nonsense. But just to kind of, you know, help you with language and stuff like that, those types of tools can absolutely be useful. Also, you know, go prepared, really. Know your rights. Know your rights as a father. It's really important that you have read the Child Act of 1989 and just got some sort of understanding of how the courts rule and what their limitations are, their discretions are, you know, what they tend to favor in terms of access to children and the parents and how they weigh up, and just again get yourself kind of acquainted with some of the legal terminology and the things that happen within that realm, because it can be intimidating and it can be scary, but equally, having been there myself, there's absolutely no reason for you to be scared. The court is designed for you in your circumstances, so they are totally aware that, particularly if you're unrepresented, you know, it will be an intimidating thing. And on that note, I will say you can apply for what's called a McKenzie Friend. Now, a McKenzie Friend is somebody who can join you in court if you are, you know, if you're nervous or if you just feel like you'd like someone alongside just to kind of give you a little bit of support. What I will say about this person is that your ex-partner has the ability to deny them access. So don't go choosing, you know, don't go choosing someone that they would hate or dislike, because they will just veto that and then it won't happen, and that can be disappointing on the day because you won't find out until the day. So just keep that in mind, really. And lastly, what I'd say is, you know, as a man, just, you know, groom yourself up, look good, go as well dressed as possible, be polite to everyone that you see. Also, just take your time, you know what I mean? Don't feel like you're being rushed, just breathe, take it in if you can, look up, look around, don't speak until spoken to in the courtroom, and don't allow your emotions to kind of overtake you. It is the courtroom for that, and a lot of emotions enter that space, as you can imagine. When you're discussing children, it can become very sensitive. So just keep that in mind and try to keep emotion out of it. You know, a level-headed father is really what the courts are looking for, and so you have the opportunity to display that just by being cool, calm and collected, and you know, speaking when spoken to, addressing the court properly, and coming along looking like you are prepared.